Hello guys and welcome back to another video in our channel. So in our video today we're going to look at the FA Cup clash between Chelsea and Leeds United. So Chelsea hosted Leeds United at Stamford Bridge and the game ended in a 3-2 courtesy of a late winner by Conor Gallagher. So the game continues to showcase the problems that this club is currently facing. But we're going to do a brief touch and a brief discussion on what we saw in the game yesterday. So first of all, we need to note that this game came quite soon for Chelsea, considering that they actually played close to 130 minutes against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final on Sunday. So we expected some bit of fatigue to kicking into the team, and we started to see some rotations in Maurizio Pochettino's lineup. So in the lineup, one huge change that we saw was Robert Sanchez, who came back in goal to replace Petrovic, and the back four consisted of Malo Gusto. Isasi retained his position with Trevor Chalobah coming in to fill in at left centre back since Colwill was dropped, as well as Ben Chilwell was dropped for Alfie Gilchrist, who started at left back. Caicedo and Fernandes played in midfield as the double pivot, with Sterling and Noni Madueke playing in the wide regions, with Mudryk playing just behind Nicholas Jackson. So this game was quite important for Chelsea as they needed to win this game so that at least they can try to appease the fans who are very disappointed with their performance in the Carabao Cup final defeat against Liverpool. So first of all, we need to look at key players who are missing, such as Cole Palmer, who are on the bench, who managed to come in later in the game, as well as the shocking announcement of the injured Nkunku, who is now out for 3 to 4 weeks. Now, this game was not quite what we expected. The performance was not quite great, continuing to showcase how Maurizio Pochettino is not faring on well with his team. And looking at the possession stats, you can clearly see how Leeds United went toe-to-toe with Chelsea, the possession always being almost 50-50. So this showcased that Chelsea did not play quite well, as Leeds also dominated major parts of the game, especially early on in the second half, and immediately they went squared. Chelsea were actually hanging by the thread during this time. So we can see that Leeds actually initially opened the scoring in this game. They scored the first goal from Joseph. Then Jackson equalized immediately. Then after some few minutes, Mikhailo Mudryk also made it 2-1, putting Chelsea ahead in the first half of the game. Though Leeds United had imposed themselves in this game, and actually Chelsea was struggling to compete against Leeds in this game. So in the second, Chelsea went for halftime, and you thought that maybe things would change, but immediately Chelsea came back from the halftime. Leeds United actually came out quite strong in this game. They looked to control the game. They looked to dominate the ball, keep the ball, rotate, make player movements, rotations, moving the ball quite great. And they actually had some few chances in this game. But they managed to actually score in the 51st minute with Joseph doubling his tally. And this pegged the game in a 2-2. And once the game was in a 2-2, Leeds looked to control the game, that this forced Maurizio Pochettino to actually make some early substitutions in the game. And these early substitutions were made with the introduction of Cole Palmer and the introduction of key players in the team, so who came to try at least and secure a win, with also Conor Gallagher coming in. So Chelsea did not look quite great in this game, as Leeds were actually quite dominating Chelsea. Looking also at the short start, we can see how this game was neck to neck. And finally, as the game was progressing towards the end of the game, is when Conor Gallagher managed to actually score the winner. courtesy of a brilliant assist from Enzo Fernandez. So Chelsea would have actually had to play Leeds away, and that is a very harsh ground for Leeds, knowing that the rivalry that Chelsea has against Leeds United. But Conor Gallagher's late winner managed to make Chelsea to actually progress to the quarterfinals. So Chelsea managed to win this game 3-2 despite having a horrible performance. And the performance was not um, that great, but the win is the win. They managed to win it and now proceed on to the quarterfinals where they expected to play Leicester City. Key fixtures also in that position is Manchester United, which will be facing Liverpool, Manchester City, who will also be playing Newcastle. And now you can all understand how this game is so tricky. So analyzing the stats of this game, we can clearly see an indicating problem. For example, the reintroduction of Robert Sanchez showcased that there was a lot of panic, especially with Chelsea building from the back. They were not quite as calm as when Petrovic is in goal, showcasing that Robert Sanchez is actually losing his position to Petrovic, who's actually looking to solidify the number one position as his own. Another thing, it was actually the way the Chelsea defense looked like. It looked quite disorganized throughout the game. And again, we saw the lack of energy in the team, and this can be understood because they played for a very long time on Sunday, and some of them are not quite ready to play competitive football. But it was Leeds United; it's a game that they should have actually won. So problems and questions continue to be asked about Mauricio Pochettino's tactical setup in this football team. I've tried to make videos to question these tactical setups, but some fans in this channel have said that I'm negative, I am too harsh, emotional when I'm giving my statements on this, but the performance is what you have just seen there. So the question still remains, what has Pochettino done for the past 7 months as manager at Chelsea? Because it seems that the players are not quite buying to his ideas, because if Chelsea are scoring many goals, they are conceding more goals. If Chelsea are trying to limit the amount of goals they concede, then they are also quite wasteful in front of goal. And this is really leaving questions about his stint at Chelsea. But again, blaming Mauricio Pochettino is an easy scapegoat for the horrible recruitment that the board and especially the CEO have done. The CEOs have recruited a bunch of under 21s to play in the high level, and the lack of experience in this team is showcasing the amount of inconsistency we have in this team. And this is a problem that Chelsea will face on throughout the season. And Mauricio Pochettino does not look like a man who has really figured out how to work with this, because even later on in his press conference, he was just busy throwing jabs at Gary Neville for his statement that he made. So that is my talking point and my analysis of this game. So if you've enjoyed this analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And do not also forget to check out more videos on our timeline, as we have done tactical setups in this game. Yesterday's tactical setup could not be quite well analyzed because the entire team did not play quite great. So I thank you for staying with us till the end of the video. Thanks for watching and see you again.